Hi everybody, have another smart wall light switch to look at. This is the third one I purchased, and it's going to replace the second one that I purchased. The reason is the other style, the kind that has the full-size bezel, just like a plate with the touch sensor and everything, they're too big for a standard US work box with anything more than one item in it. Now the back side will fit, so they don't take up too much space on the inside of the box, it's on the outside. A standard, we'll say double gang box with two switches in it, I happen to have these, it needs to be about that wide. I think it's 4 inches, I forget what the code is, but there's, a standard size. So none of the other smart light switches I have are a problem there. They all have a good size in the back. They don't block up too much space. It's on the front. They kind of cover up the other device in the box. In the kitchen I have a light switch, well not this one, but just like a light switch and then an outlet. And if I were to put, well I already did, if I take the other switch that I have installed and put it in, its faceplate would be covering up half of that switch right there. So, looking around, I found this one, and it looks like it takes a standard decor plate. And when I checked it after I got it, I noticed it sure in fact did take a standard decor plate. So what I can do now is I can replace the one in the kitchen that's in the double gang box that has an outlet in it, and then I'll just put a plate on that's a decor and a standard duplex outlet, and it'll be good to go. So let's see what it looks like. There's the app QR if you want to get the app for some reason or if you need it. There's the product specs. Model KS602H, 15 amps. That's pretty good. The other one uses one of those ESP8266 chips. I'm guessing this one does too, or something like it. And it was around the same price. I think it was like 25 bucks with Prime, so it's probably 19 bucks on eBay if you look around a little bit. I haven't bothered. I might though, because if this ends up being as nice as I think it is, I may go to all these. And not bad packaging. Let's see what they give us. Some wire nuts, because it does have, pardon me, it does have leads on it. Ooh, tinned leads too. For connecting to solid core wire, it's gonna be a nice connection. So let's see, yeah, 4 orange wire nuts, the screws for screwing it into the workbox, and then they even give you a decor plate to snap on. And this one, yeah, see, this is about the size of the other devices. So, and here's a great demonstration. So we'll pretend that's this. You can see it's like using a normal single gang cover on a double gang box. It's not going to work. But this is sweet. It's actually not a bad cover either. It just snaps on so you don't have to see the screw holes like you do. But they do have a provision for screw holes for when you use a standard, double, triple, or whatever plate. So that's pretty cool. A lot of upvotes for that for me. And we'll just set the cover up here, and then we'll get the instructions out and the card from the seller. Well, here, I'll give them a plug. They didn't pay me or anything for this, but HIDintech.com. Neat. Alright, and then we can look at the manual. So it has a little light at the top. We'll plug it in down here on the bench just so we can see it turn on and stuff. And we have a wiring diagram, which is nice. Then they give you some instructions on how to get it set up on if this then that, as well as Google and the Echo. And then I already have an account with these folks, so I don't need to set up another. Their company seems pretty good so far. I don't use my real email that I use for normal stuff. I have separate for these, just in case these companies get breached. It's not a bad idea. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Alright, now let's move that stuff. And let's take a look at this. There's a nice sticker to warn you that it does need a neutral wire and that you can get shocked, so make sure you turn the power off. Good advice. So we'll peel that sticker out of the way. And then see some info on the back. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Alright, I'll turn it down a little bit so you can see that a little better. Same specs as on the back of the box. We have our wires, we have a ground, we have a neutral, we have a line or in, and then out. So you could really use one of these to control just about anything. It's kind of gives me some more ideas. The form factor is nice, and I like how it has a manual button. That was always my complaint about the other ones. I messed around with different types of RF controlled outlets trying to do a reasonably priced smart home setup. You know, they have the expensive ones, of course, but who wants to spend $60 for an outlet? 20 is much better, and now that these are around, you know, that makes lighting a lot easier to do too. So anyway, let's pop it open. Get that up, blocking the shot. And you guys are seeing inside this the first time as I am. I have not opened this up yet. So I'll probably be wrong on a bunch of stuff that I point out, so bear with me. Let's see. Oh, okay. So the faceplate comes off. Let's look at the faceplate. It's well, there's actually a lot of engineering going on there, because it does have this mechanical rocker, and it's hinged. It's not just using like a plastic connection to flex. It's actually mechanically hinged. Let's see if you can see that. Pardon me. If you can see that right there, there's one of the hinges. And then down on this end, they use the same idea, but just made them longer so that they can have some travel. And then there may even be a... No, that's just a pad. It seems like this part here is molded in such a way that it's pushing out. Then it has an actuator right there that probably mates up with a button. Then we have a light pipe for the indicator light. That's about it. A lot of ejection pins in here. That's pretty cool. Alright, and now the fun part. I'm going to dump the screws all over the bench. And here is the inside. So unlike the other ones, this has just a normal, I don't know, there's a name for these kind of buttons. Nothing special. We do have a serial port, the reset pin. See if you can see that. There we are. So you can see it has a serial port, place to connect a program header, and has a reset pin marked, so that must be where they load it. The other one has something like this too, so being that I'm going to install this one, we'll probably mess with the other one and see if we can make it do some other stuff. Be kind of fun. There's two color LED, I believe. Looks like there's three legs. There's two LED marks on the board, so yeah. Then we have ground and 5 volts over here. I don't know if that's for programming or probably just a test, or maybe for powering it up while they're testing it, maybe. And we have, let's look at the wires. You have ground or earth. Obviously you can hold it this way. Yeah. Alright, so we have earth, neutral and line, and then line out. So to me it doesn't look like ground's actually connected to anything. Not on this side at least. Yeah, it's not connected to anything. There are no traces. There's some separation. They have that groove cut in the board. Unless there's something soldered in there with it. I don't know. Then neutral, and then line in. Now between in and out, they do have a real nice amount of separation there, cut open real good, so that should be pretty safe from any kind of arcing. You can see the relay poking through there too, the casing of it at least. So now let's get these two screws out and look at the board underneath and see what controller they're using. I'm guessing ESP8266, but that's just because that's my go-to. And the last one had it too, so. Let's see. How are we going to get this board out without breaking everything? Just a little. Is it pinned? I'm guessing it's pinned. Let's see if. There we go. Use the wires. Just push up on the wires after I got that other side moving. A little more. Come on, wires. Do your job. Besides. Oh, wow. Okay. It's all one board. That's cool. This is the first one I've seen that was all one board. It looks like there's an embedded system right here. That's really cool. I haven't seen one of these where it's all one piece. Usually they have the, the little chip soldered in. And let's see, what does the chip say? Let's see if you can read that. Let's see if it'll zoom down here actually. And I'll turn the exposure back up. Let's see if that works. Alright, so I don't know if you can read that, but it says ESP8266. So they have an ESP8266 ready to go. Just, built right into the board instead of having it on its own chip. So, wow. See, now I want to get another one of these just to play with. But we'll play with the other one first, and then we'll get one of these to play with. But it's really good to know. That's cool. Let's look at the rest of it real quick. Let me get out of here. And zoom you back out a little. Oh, if I can fix that exposure again. Alright. So, power comes in, as you know. Goes through that resistor, which is acting as a fuse. There's a bridge, capacitors 4.7 at 400, and then a 10 at 50. Power supply control. It's probably MOSFET and driver all in one, running that transformer or inductor. What we got on that side? 10 volt, 470 mic at 10 volt. That is coming right off the diode, so that's probably giving us 5 volts. And what I don't know if that U4 something AM 3.3. okay, so that's a 3.3 volt regulator, and the coil is 5 volts, I believe. Is that what you said? Yeah, Larry said it's 5. So 5 volts for running the relay, 5 volts from the transformer running the relay, also feeding the 3.3 regulator, which feeds the 8266. That's it. That's the simplest. Oh, and then one of the GPIOs on the 8266 is reading the button state, and there's 2 more that are running this diode. So let's see, they're using 1, 2, 3, 4 of the GPIOs. Yeah, and that's it. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to put it back together and see if I can cobble a power cord together, and I'll see if we can get power into it. I set up a little test rig here so that we can set this up. I'll pair it with my system, and you can see how will turn the lights on and off. I just used a 3-light rig that I had and just wired it all in with the wire nuts. Will not be reusing those, even though I probably could. The wire in the wall is 14, so I'll be using yellow. So anyway, it's powered up, and you can't see it, but this LED is flashing. It's kind of hard to know. It's very dim, but it's flashing. Take my word for it. If it's not, to pair it, you need to hold down the button for about 10 seconds, a little longer, until it does start flashing. Once it's flashing, that means it's ready to be connected to the system. So I open up my SmartLife app, and then I go to the Add Nearby Device button. Now it's already scanning for Bluetooth, but these are Wi-Fi, so I'm going to tell it it's a wall switch. I can see that it's flashing rapidly. They even give you instructions if you're not quite sure how to do it. So I'm going to confirm, and then I'm going to put my Wi-Fi password in, and now it's going to talk to it and synchronize with it and hopefully get it put on my Wi-Fi network happily. There we go. There's its name. I'm going to change its name because I don't want it to be called KS602S. Going to go with it's over. I'm going to call this one Sync 2. I'm going to change it to Sync 1, or just a plain old Sync, but I have a device called Sync that this is going to be replacing, and I didn't think to take that out first. So this is going to be called Sync 2, and then I'm going to change it to Sync once I put it in the wall. And actually, you know what? We're going to do it right now. Let's see. Oh, actually no. Let's test it first. Ready? Hey, look at that. Fast response time. It has a timer. I can add a schedule to it. I can, if I'm going away or just want the lights on specific times, I can set that here. Switch. Okay, that's just on and off. Gotcha. And yeah, so you can see I have Sync, and we're going to change its name under Edit, Modify Device Name, and I'm going to change that one to just Switch, because I think we're going to play with that one in another video. Success. And I'm going to go back, and we're going to change the name of this one back to Sync. Now I also want to make sure that this is part of my kitchen, but I think I do that. Oh, I do that in my Echo app. So let's see. Let me go to the Echo and tell it to find new devices. And it's scanning. Yay! But in the meantime, I can still use that, which is pretty cool. Alright, so it'll probably find one new device, maybe? No new devices found, although it might just have them in there. Let me see. Yeah, they're there. Alright, so ready? Alexa, turn on the sink. Alexa, turn off the sink. So that's it. And it's a pretty cool switch. If you want to see a video of it being installed, I could do that. I really don't think it's all that interesting. I'm sure there's plenty of switch install videos, but I'm going to order a decor plate with a duplex next to it and put it in, and myself and my wife will be quite happy. We have the entire kitchen set up with these now, and I gotta say, it's really sweet. Just you walk out of the kitchen and just say, you know, device trigger word, turn off the kitchen, and then it all goes off. Very, very nice. So yeah, if you like this video, if you don't mind, do the like thing. I always try to do this and look stupid, I know. The like thing, or dislike if you didn't like it. Leave a comment if you want. Subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah. Thank you for watching.